The WhiteHouse.gov came out with a 2-minute clip right after that cold spell explaining that we should not pay any attention to things like this, that even the extreme cold snaps prove global warming, that the polar vortex of January 2014, responsible for the record lows throughout the U.S., was actually caused by global warming.
If you've been hearing that extreme cold spells, like the one that we're having in the United States now, disproves global warming, don't believe it. The fact is that no single weather episode can either prove or disprove global climate change. But a growing body of evidence suggests that the kind of extreme cold being experienced by much of the United States as we speak is a pattern that we can expect to see with increasing frequency as global warming continues. But I believe the odds are that we can expect, as a result of global warming, to see more of this pattern of extreme cold in the mid-latitudes and some extreme warm in the far north.
These folks are in strong delusion. They also have a hardcore agenda. Help us understand the mindset that says the polar vortex of January 2014, responsible for record lows, my temperature was similar to Mars, they said, is actually caused by global warming. That's crazy talk, but that's what they're saying.
Well, the polar vortex is a real climatological phenomenon, and it has been it's been with the Earth for as long as the Earth has been around. And in fact, this particular outbreak of the polar vortex was not without precedent. There have actually been worse ones, longer ones, that went farther south, that spread farther in terms of longitude than this one did. So the polar vortex is real. The idea that this one was somehow or other driven by global warming is simply poppycock. I read major meteorologists and climatologists on this subject all the time. For example, Georgia Tech climatologist Dr. Judith Curry actually blogged on this specific question about early in January and said, no, there is no evidence whatsoever that global warming drove this. What's happening is that people are turning the global warming meme into something where everything counts as evidence
That's
for
right.
it.
Exactly.
Warm is evidence. Cold is evidence.
Right.
Drought is evidence. Flood is evidence. Everything. Well, that's not scientific at all. That's what logicians and scientists call a tautology. Real science has to be falsifiable, at least in principle.
Yes.
And the global warming notion has become unfalsifiable. We treat this in great depth in a paper called A Renewed Call to Truth, Prudence, and Protection of the Poor at Cornwall Alliance's website, cornwallalliance.org. And I would just encourage your listeners to come there and learn a good deal more about that. And also come and visit us on Facebook, facebook.com/Cornwall Alliance, where we're discussing these things all the time. And especially, they should be subscribing to our newsletter at cornwallalliance.org.